Please state your name, race, gender, year of education, your marital status, and your major.
All right, so my name is Gavin. I am an accounting major at UW La Crosse. I am going to be in my third year of college. I'm currently not married, and I am a white male.
Thank you. How would you rate your experience with viewing professional or personal websites and or resumes on a scale of 1 being no experience and 10 being very experienced?
When it comes to resumes, I'd say I'm a 10. I've worked in the staffing industry for about 3 to 4 years. When it comes to professional websites, maybe a little bit less, but I've still seen a few, maybe like a 6 or a 7.
Perfect. How would you rate your weekly usage of various forms of media on a scale of 1 being little or no interaction with various forms of media to 10 being very interacted?
I'd say I'm like an 8 to 10, somewhere in there. I tend to use media quite a bit, though not as much as I used to.
What forms of media do you use predominantly?
A lot of social networking, a lot of online streaming of videos and stuff like that. And then, of course, your generic class websites and such.
Perfect. Now I will ask you to, we're going to get into the actual testing of various things on the website.
Okay.
So your first task, before you start using and looking at the website, can you tell me what you think should be on a professional website?
From my personal experience, what's really good to have on a professional website is, first off, information about yourself, about whose website this is. And judging from the fact that Chip O'Brien is right here, I can tell whose website it is. So probably some sort of information about the maker of the website, like a resume, which I do see on here, and some of the original author's work of some kind, whether that be graphic design work or writings or whatever.
So next, I will want you to scroll through the homepage and then read the About Me paragraph, or just skim it, whatever you like. And then I want you to say, do you believe this paragraph is a good representation of myself, my dreams and aspirations, and looks professional? Please explain your answer.
Okay. So looking at this paragraph, I think it tells a lot about your interests and stuff like and assorted stuff. If I was an employer viewing this, what I may do is just kind of go through this once again and just maybe do a little bit of an edit, maybe just take out some words, like, as you can probably tell, just make it sound a little bit more professional. But I think you have showcase your interests in photography and videos and movies, which is the industry I know you want to get into. So it also paints a picture of me of an employer, like you enjoy doing what you're learning about.
Perfect. Now look at my experience with the WMCM stations section. Are you able to click and interact with the various videos that are under there? And then does this experience section act as a form of credibility towards being a broadcast expert? Please explain your answer.
Yeah, so videos seem to be working okay. One suggestion, I've not worked on professional websites before, admittedly. If you could put maybe timestamps of where your clips are, because these are very long clips, about a half hour long. If I was an employer, I'd like to get right to the heart and see your experience personally, not so much everyone else. So if you could put maybe some timestamps or cut the clips, shorten them up a little bit and re-upload them, that'd probably be good, just because I can just see immediately what your experience is. But no, the videos are a nice touch, and they show more of your experience, because you can only get so much from a resume.
Perfect. Now, if you scroll farther down on the homepage, you'll see the skills section and the my photography. Does both of these sections look aesthetically pleasing? Does my skills section accurately reflect the skills needed for my major and media-related positions? Please explain your answer.
Yeah, the skill section looks good. It's applicable. Obviously, you don't want to be stating out everything you're doing. That's more for the resume. One thing I'd just do is maybe just put some bullet points on here and make it easier to just fit, just easier on the eyes a little bit. But it gets the job done. It looks okay. It looks pretty good. Your photography section. Now, are these all photo albums then?
Those are not photo albums. Each of those are just a standard single picture.
Gotcha. So that looks I like this. It's very aesthetically pleasing. You got a lot of beautiful shots on here in this Hurricane Michael devastation. That's awesome. I really enjoy some of this photography on here.
So now if you can look at my resume page.
Okay, is that scrolling up?
So now after clicking the resume site and being on the resume, just make sure that you can click that downloadable link and that my resume will come up if you were an employer and wanted to look at my resume. And then also under the resume section, so back on the website,
okay,
do the 3 subsections look very aesthetically pleasing and really let you have a full understanding of some of my experiences?
Yes, you did a really good job with the colors. They pop. The experience, I can easily tell, at least in these two, your experience with stuff. Maybe just put some bullet points here. It's a little hard to just kind of see intercultural communication, personal communication. It just seems like this is all just kind of lumped together. So maybe just bullet point them out. But overall, very good.
And then next, look at my blog page. On the blog page, does it look aesthetically pleasing? Are the blogs interesting and relevant to the technology that can be used in the field of broadcast and media? And then also, can you access both of my blogs and read them fully?
Well, that one, it looks like we can get into, okay. Oh, we're back in preview mode. Yeah, I can easily read your blog. Looks like I have options to share it, add a comment. Yeah, it looks really nice.
So next, based on that, go under my projects page and look at the podcast section first.
Okay.
And under that, are you able to play the podcast? Does the podcast sound interesting and entertaining? And then is the sound level for the podcast one that you would prefer?
Okay, well, I gotta get your podcast now.
Welcome back to Dinner with Dada. We hope you had no problems for the rest of your week. I'm Chip O'Brien, I'm Morgan Bergeron. And I'm Robin Smith.
So last week we talked about decluttering, and each of us were striving to do decluttering in their own sense. I decluttered my room, starting with a lot of laundry that I had to do, and just actually finally putting it away. And
Yeah, it sounds like a very good volume. No issue with the podcast loading.
Would it be entertaining to you and just something that you would possibly want to listen to?
I'd give it a listen. It's only 7 minutes, and I'd definitely give it a shot. It definitely sounds like it could be something interesting. With a title like Hakuna Matata, I don't really honestly know what to expect, but I'd give it a listen.
Perfect. Now, continuing under our projects page, I want you to look at the social shaping of technology as described by Gen Z video. Make sure you are able to play the video. And then, is the video remotely interesting, aesthetically pleasing, and is the sound quality something that you would prefer?
most of Gen Z has grown up surrounded by technology, and most of us can't remember a time without internet or phone in our house.
Technology is ingrained into our generation, but what impact does technology have on us? What impact do we have on technology?
Social shaping of technology would say that we impact technology just as technology impacts us.
Impacts of technology arise from a mix of affordances and our responses to them. Affordances are the ways people use or the options people have regarding technology.
In other words, affordances are possibilities for action.
Yeah, the video sounds good. It'd be something I'd personally be interested in. I know technology is a big topic nowadays of how much good is it doing for how much bad it's doing to people. So it'd be something I'd probably check out, yes.
Now, lastly, I want you to interact with any element that you want on the site, anything that you want to look at more, and ask me any questions that you have about the general design and functionality of any of the aspects.
Okay. How long did it take you to design this thing?
It was about 3 weeks and different mini projects under that.
Okay.
So each of the elements took some time, but it was uploading of different things and different elements to make it look.
I like this whole background. I like this picture that you have here at the camera. I think that's a really cool shot, and how it scrolls down right into your post. I really did like that right away. I think that was really good. I really don't have a whole lot else to say. Looks like a really solid design for a website. And you could definitely build off this and show this to an employer. I think, you tweak some of the text and make it sound a little more professional, but I think overall it's a really solid website.
This was our test subject. This is Gavin. He just completed the usability test, and we're just going to have a few questions after completing the test. So, what other ideas do you have about how this website could be improved?
Like I said, just cleaning up the text, making it sound a little bit more professional. It's just small things, I'd say, making sure fonts are all good, making sure things are indented, bullet points. But a lot of the core website itself is very well done. It's just a little bit of the text I'd suggest maybe modification on.
What did you find most enjoyable about the website?
I did like your resume section. And working in the staffing field, I know that if you're in media studies, you definitely need a poppy, flashy resume, especially if you're graphic design. But I've seen a lot of graphic design resumes, and they always need to catch the eye. They always need to be aesthetically pleasing. I think your resume did a really good job of that. It wasn't too overdone, but at the same time, it wasn't bland. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed your resume section on your website, too. I thought that was very well done.
If you were to create a website that was similar to this one, what elements from my website would you want to use, and what elements would you not want to use?
I'd probably have like a section, I like the podcast section and just being able to link videos in that I found relevant. I'd probably use that of some kind. I don't know. Like the resume section was good. I'd probably include that. I honestly don't know what I wouldn't include. Like I think everything did a really good job. Now, obviously, I'm an accounting major, so I wouldn't have the type of news podcast resources. So